I am so very excited over today's episode on Chicken Cindy's. But first, we're gonna change these white decals because they're just not sitting with me very well. And I think the new decals I just made are going to look so much better. Now, we know it's a Mongoose. I don't know, I just really liked the orange lettering, but I didn't like the highlighter orange lettering, so I replaced it with a different orange. And I think that'll go a lot better with a lot of the accent colors I have, as opposed to that one. So, we're gonna do something real quick before I take it to the trails, because I have a feeling some people are gonna be really interested in this. So, let's get to work. Just to verify, 29 by 2.6 inch wheel in the back, 29 by 2.6 inch wheel in the front. I do have the wheel on backwards in the front because that's a 180 disc rotor and that's a 160 setting caliper, and I didn't want to take one or the other apart, so I just put it in the other way. But there's plenty of clearance. There's plenty of clearance still back here as well. So I probably wouldn't go much bigger than a 2.6. A 2.8 might fit, it'd be a close call. But now that that question is out of the way, we're gonna take this to, I haven't made up my mind yet which trail we're going to, but the next thing you see is going to be me with the helmet on and this beautiful bike outdoors.
All right, so we are here at Sister City Trails in Charleston, Illinois. I love testing bikes here because it's got some pretty good climbs. It's got some fun little downhill sections, not super long, but they are downhill and you get going pretty quick. Front and rear tire, I'm running about 30 PSI, tubed and that kind of a thing, so I don't want to really get pinch flats or anything like that, so I run a little bit higher air pressure. So I'm very excited over this bike. Pretty much everything honestly on this is stock, besides a couple like things that I've changed for color reasons and that kind of a thing, just for matching, and I'm very excited. The dropper post is just a really huge upgrade in my opinion. I love dropper posts. If you are using a dropper post appropriately, it is 100% there to help you, and I just truly really like them. So we're gonna get this bad boy on the trails and see what happens. I'm so very excited for this ride. So I always forget that these trails actually have a little jump section. I just don't do them for some reason here. So I'm gonna definitely hit those on this and see how that feels. It's already shifting so much better than what it was out of the box. I just adjusted everything and got it ready to go. There might be a little sloppy spots like this on the trails, nothing too crazy though. Gosh. When you bunny hop a 40-pound bike. This thing's actually heavier than my ALX was stock. I don't know if that's impressive or terrifying. Gonna find out how good these brakes are. Honestly, pretty good. There we go. First little part of the trail. So far, so good. That's 2.6 inches wide. They are a little slow to roll, but with 27.5s, they roll a little bit quicker, so they kind of counteract each other. So I don't really feel like these are terrible to just run on pavement, which is good. This is like a little connector part to the rest of the trails. The stair set of doom. Honestly, did really good. I wasn't bad at all. Now, see if we can bunny hop up this curb. Not too bad. Not too bad. So what's cool about these trails are, it goes from the dirt
to the pavement to gravel. So it's really fun for me, especially when I take a bike out for the first time, because I really kind of get it tested on like all terrains, which it's a mountain bike, so of course it's going to do fine on gravel, but just for ease of mind and that kind of a situation, it's always good to know. Yeah, these tires are doing fine on gravel. Like I said, on pavement, I really didn't feel like it was like holding me back or anything like that. But I tell you what, being a guy who's biked for a little bit now, that gear, the fastest gear, I believe it's a 14, you can tell that it's kind of slow. I can't really get to the max speed that I want to get to. But for someone who's a newer rider, it should be fine. Now, I'm interested in the climbing gear, the granny gear, when we get to the hills up here to see how it climbs. And I'm interested to see how these tires do for climbing as well for the stock. So I love getting to the top because you get this awesome view. So let's go ahead and do this next part, which is actually my favorite part of the trail. I love doing this part. It's got a real fun, rooty climb section, and it's got a real fun flow, kind of like downhill portion where you get pretty good speed. So it feels really good on those little downhill segments, just where you get a little bit more speed. It's nimble. I've not ridden a 27.5 in a long while. I'll say at least a couple years. Woo! And stuff like this is why I like having a dropper post. Get that seat out of my way. All right, so here's a little climb area. Just get all these roots. Woo, feeling good, yes. It really doesn't climb too bad at all. Now don't get me wrong, these aren't the world's best or most grippy tires, but for stock tires, they're doing fine for me in the current trail condition. Now this next part's a blast. You hear those brakes? Woo! Little rock garden. I'm really digging the width of these handlebars. I don't feel like they're too wide. I don't feel like they're gonna hit anything as I'm going. Some of these trees get a little close, so it's a nice feeling. Yeah, that was great. Woo! Not bad at all. All right, ledge. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Good stuff. We're at the beginning of the little jump line right now. So we'll do this, get down. I'll loop around and do it one more time just to see if I get a better feel for the bike or not. But I'm excited over this. I don't think I've ever shown this part at these trails, so that'll be new for some of you, or forever, all of you, unless you're right out here. You can tell this bike's heavy, holy cow. Whew. A lot of bike to maneuver. That was good. This is just kind of a launch right here, so. Let's go clear those sticks out before we do it again. Second time around. Let's see how she does. You know, once it's in the air, it's really not too hard to throw around. Clunk. That may have been the suspension. Honestly, doing pretty good on the jumps. It's definitely not what it's made for, but it will jump. Whoosh. I want to have confidence to go fast on this thing, but I just don't for some reason. I mean, I feel like I'm going pretty quick right now, don't get me wrong. But with a stock Walmart bike like this, gotta be careful. All right, so here is the pretty crazy climb. It's all dirt. Let's see how it goes. I do apologize because this is always the boring part, but it's good to know how these things do on climbs. First part was good. Change gears now because it gets steeper. I believe I'm one from the granny. Yeah, I am. So, see if I can power through this on that. Oh, come on. Whew. Probably should have used that top gear. Well, it's going all right. All right, cool. Gets a little more mellow, but still a climb. Get in that top gear. Or the granny gear, I guess. Yeah. Range really isn't terrible. Stock, it's not bad. Man, hear me breathing? Good golly.
All right, first ride on the Mongoose Ledge X1 is complete. The front end was making some weird noises. I'd imagine it was 100% from the fork, as mentioned. There's a little dead spot on mine on the fork, about like, it feels like about 5 millimeters of just like dead space. Whenever you get on the fork, you kind of feel it compress, and there's just no kind of counter pressure or springiness to it to make it feel like you get the full travel of what's there. So we have that. Wheels and everything was good. The range on the freewheel really isn't that bad. I feel like I can't get to like a good top speed in the hardest gear, but that really wasn't too bad. And the highest gear was pretty good though. Like for climbing, I really didn't feel like the climbs were too terrible in it, so that's good. So the range there, and I honestly think the climbing gear is a little more important than the fast gear, especially if you're new to mountain biking. So, really happy with it. Gonna start doing some upgrades now, get it back out here, see how it performs with some upgrades. But other than that, I mean, this bike's pretty cool. I'm very, very stoked to have it. Very excited to get the upgrade process going. Any questions, anything like that, please put in the comments. But other than that, thank you so much and take care.